Alrighty, Rusty's Crypto Cave here. As you can see, I kind of screwed things up here and never checked the mic to make sure it was recording when I started recording. And of course, this stupid damn Windows update, every time I do it, it always deletes the primary mic from OBS. And it did it again, and I didn't check it like a dumbass. So I'm just going to record some audio over what the initial part that I recorded. Basically here I'm talking about the different temperatures and the ASIC temperatures of the cards. The ASIC temps are more on the back side of the card. So according to talking with backwards miner, that's why the ASIC temps are high, because the airflow in the back of the cards, which currently is being blocked by the foam pieces. So it seemed like it helped direct more airflow through the cards themselves, but then also had a negative effect as well, because it blocked airflow to the back of the card and raising the ASIC temps. So what the game plan is today, we're going to do some testing and mess around with some different things. One of the first things I'm going to do is remove the foam pieces and see what happens as far as temps goes, and see if it helps or hurts anything. Right now, it's looking like it's hurting, because I have the miner program running, and it definitely looks like it is hurting, because I'm getting some higher temps. I actually got one approaching 80, and it's not usually the problem card that it normally is. So that was not a solution. So I think those things need to get back in there, just because the temps are even higher now. So I'll have to mess around and figure things out with that. Another solution would be, which the next part of the video you'll see, is when I go out to the shed, I'll talk about it, is the top shelf where the case is now, moving it down and moving out one of the other cases, which initially I thought it might have been, I knew it was a 3070s, but I thought it might have been like this 3070 Founders, or maybe the mixed 3070 case. Turns out it is actually the 3070 XC3 rig, which, as far as temps wise, those cards are not having any issues, so I could actually move them pretty easily and get them up top, so they should be fine as far as temperatures go. So I shouldn't have any issues with that. The excuse me. The other thing is, then what I would do is move the CMP cards down onto the bottom row, because then they'll be lower in the shed, so temps might be 1 or 2 degrees lower, which isn't going to be much, but hey, any little bit will help. And I'm just every now and then I'm just checking the temps on the because I have a putty it's like open, just checking things out and keeping an eye on it. But the temps will be a little bit lower in the shed, I think. Anyway, you would think they would be. And then also to be in a more direct line for airflow coming out of the or coming through the filters and stuff. So it should be a little bit better. And then here, as you can see, I'm talking about the 2080 Ti's. The temps are getting a little high on the one at 66. It's at the 65 degrees, but I have plenty of headroom with the fans on that one. And then here, this is where I'm talking about all the different cases that I can move, just because they have tons of space as far as headroom, as far as fan speeds, and turning them up and getting them cranking. Because usually with 3060 Ti's and 3070s, temperatures are rarely ever an issue. Even on Kapow, they still stay relatively decent. I would think in 100-degree temperatures out in the shed might be a different story, but for the most part, on an algorithm like this with Zealous or Pyron or Carlson or anything like that, temps are usually pretty low, and stay pretty decent. But yeah, looks like temps are getting a little toasty. So this part is almost over. Looks like about 30 seconds or so to go. This is where I'm talking about different cases, like I said, to move. And but the first thing I said I was going to try is going to remove the foam pieces. I did do that, and so we'll see what that looks like. So here's I'm shutting down the rig, about to go out in the shed, and we'll be back here shortly. So then the next part you'll see is out in the shed, and we'll pick up from there right away. Alrighty, we're out in the shed. As you can see, that temps actually just went from 106 down to 105 to 104. So it is dropping a little bit. Those fans are on full speed. So this guy is shut down, so I'm going to power that one off. So what the game plan is, first step is that I'm going to remove the cover of the fan. So this guy, get this thing off. I only have 2 to 3 on here, just because I was lazy and didn't want to put the third one. I made sure I didn't drop that screw down in the freaking one below it. Get this lid off. Now, you can see that battery's dead. That battery's dead there too, so I gotta replace those. And actually I left the phone inside the house. You can see ambient temps at 89 degrees. So what we're going to do here is I did have these foam pieces in here to force airflow through the heat sinks of the card, but then the backside of the cards don't get much airflow, so I think that might be causing an issue. So we're going to pop these foam pieces out. I'm going to stack them up here in order. Woo, card's a little toasty. Just because I had to cut them in each different widths. So, pull these guys out. This one's the hottest one, because thank you to backwards liner, the bus IDs correspond in numerical order, so you got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way they show up and then on POS. I didn't really think it was going to be that easy as an order, because like in octominers, they kind of bounce around like 0, 1, 2, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all that shit, which is fucking stupid, but it is what it is. But, all right, so now all the foam is out. Gonna make sure the cables are not in the way of the fans. Because the game plan is with the extra fans, I'll put the 3 exhaust fans on this side here. There is a, oh here it is here, a free 6-pin. I can hook that up to those, which actually that connector should be here today at some point. So that might be an option later today as well. But I'll put them back there, and I have the adapter to go from the 6-pin to the, just the same type of cable, similar type of cable that's hooking these guys up in the front here. So that will be the next step. Those should be good there, I think. They're not going to hurt anything. The temp right there, about 97. Is this guy still working? Nope, that one's dead too. I'll have to get batteries in that guy as well. But the case that's here, oh, this is Octo 2, so this is actually the XC3s. So this is this one. What I'll do with this one is move this one up here and move that guy down there. Is the next step, just because that has like more direct airflow and it's not as high up. Just going where the heat rises, so hopefully it's a little bit lower. So we'll see. You can see the temperature dropped even more with this thing turned off, which makes sense because that puppy's putting out a lot of heat. So, but I'm gonna put the lid back on, and then we'll catch you back in the house. Alrighty, back in the house from running out in the shed. As you can see, that did not help the temperatures at all. The foam pieces actually in there was actually doing a better job. So I am going to go out and put them back in. And then the next step is I'm going to move some rigs around. So I'm going to move the 3070 rig up top and then move this case down below and see if that makes any difference. But I'm also going to put the foam pieces back in this case. So I'm going to shut this one down. And we'll be back once I get everything swapped around. Alrighty, back in the house again. This has been up and running for 4 minutes. Temps, so far so good. They're looking a little lower. Nothing in the 70s yet. That was getting, number 6 is getting close. That was the hottest one all the time. And like I think I mentioned this in the previous video or in the live stream, but I did repaste number 4, number 6, and number 7 because they were the hottest cards. Looks like the next hottest one is going to be number 1, so that would probably be the next one to get repasted. And then I'll probably just, I mean, the other ones are fine, so I don't know if I'm going to have to touch them, but so far, I think just moving that, granted, it hasn't been that long, but it's pretty toasty out at 68. I'm okay with 68. But I'm going to let this go for a few more minutes, and we'll pick back up. Maybe let it go for like 15 minutes or so, and we'll pick back up and see where we're at. Alrighty, back out in the shed. See that Octominer is still there. Actually, I forgot to turn that one back on, so I just came out to reboot that. But I moved it here. See how that's going to do so far, because that is also, it's on the same level, pulling pretty much directly right in here. The only thing that's going to be a pain in the ass is this fucking damn door to design it. I had it designed to open inward. That's my biggest regret. I wish I would have had it that was open out towards the outside. Not sure what they have been able to do with the hinges and stuff, but just because somebody could just pop the hinges off and get inside. But now it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to get in, just because I have this shelf here with the ASIC on it. So I got to squeeze my fat ass through here, open the door, and then shut the lights off. And we're good. So it's a bit toasty out. That tree's still down. You can see there's a bunch of crap back over in there that I took back there. And the tree's cut up here. That is down in the back. So I still got a shitload more to do out here, but it's too goddamn hot. It is 90 right now. All right, we're back. I thought I screwed something up again, just starting to record. But anyway, it's been 12 minutes. Not quite the 10 I said it was going to be, but close enough. Whatever. It's 8 more minutes. So, as you can see, temps are better. Worst card is at 70. It was at 75, I think, before. If we look back in the previous part of the video, maybe I could capture a screenshot and post it on here. I'll see if I can do that. But in the first clip of the video. But yeah, definitely better. Big change. I mean, I would have thought maybe like 1 or 2 degrees, but it looks like it might drop to like 5 degrees. So it's a big swing. So location, right? So that definitely does seem to be doing better. It's going to get hotter. Tomorrow, I think, is 95, 96. So it's going to get up to probably 110, 110s in a shed. Which actually, let's see what it is in a shed right now. I do have to replace a couple batteries in those thermometers. 102. It's 102 in the shed right now, so that's actually not too terrible. Actually lowered the temps there. The other thing I'm going to check is on the Govee. Remind me later, because I do have to do a firmware update that with that guy. Top shelf was at 102.7, so that top shelf. Oh, actually, I'll do a screenshot here. The top shelf will I'll put it up there, is at 102.7, and then the Octominer shelf is at, this is a better screenshot, I'll get both of them, is at 93.6. So that's actually a 9 degree swing. I didn't think it was gonna be that big. I should have checked that first. But yeah, so that was definitely the better thing to do. Move that down. 9 degrees lower intake temperatures resulted in 5 degrees lower in card temps, and that was 9 degrees Fahrenheit difference for a 5 degree difference in Celsius. So not sure the exact math on that, but it's probably not too far off ish, somewhere around there. But anyhow, so it looks like the relocation is probably the best move so far. I'm still gonna go ahead, since I had the fans ordered. I'm gonna give that a whirl, make sure and see if it gets even better. Because if it does, then I can push the cards a little bit more, and I get some more hash rate out of them and stuff like that. So, you gotta be quiet. Dogs are barking. Mailman drove up the street. So before they get too carried away, we'll end this video and we'll catch you on the next one.